Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to start out with just a little bit about myself, and I would like you to follow me along so you can start loosening up your body, because one of our main goals in here is to get moving again, to revitalize our inner strength. So just follow along. I'm not doing anything I'm sure that you haven't seen before, and nothing too complex. Just follow along with whatever your range of motion is. Never force anything. If something hurts, don't do it. If it hurts in a bad way. If your muscles are fatiguing, that's completely fine. But we all know the difference between something hurting in a bad way and when our body is being, when our muscles are being just used and worked. My name is Dana Hernandez. And a little bit about me. Let's get a little tricep stretch. My first career is veterinarian. It was something I always wanted to do from the time I was young. Fast forward, I graduated from vet school in '98, did that for many years as my primary career, and then wanted to, just felt like I needed a shift, a big career shift. I love animals, I love the environment, I love Earth, I love wildlife. Just needed a shift, and I had been taking self-defense classes for a while, since probably the year, let me think back. It was after I first went to South Africa in 2009. So very soon after that, I began taking Krav Maga. Was the first discipline that I did for self-defense classes. And you guys are following along with me. Go through that full range of motion with your shoulders all the way back, opening. Nice and easy. After a while, switched from Krav Maga to a mixed martial arts gym, and also got a personal training certification. I had been working with a personal trainer out of that gym for a while, got stronger, but also developed some numbness in my fingertips and realized it was from poor form and poor posture that unfortunately wasn't appreciated by the trainer I was working with at the time. No offense to the trainer, still is a very, very good friend of mine. Hold on to something for this one. Here is my makeshift wall or chair or broom. Hold on to something for this one. And just give me a leg lift, but think about, we are going to be doing knee strikes later. Think about this leg is lifting up from your core. See if you can actually feel, if you put a hand here and just lift these legs. Also feel that planted leg is firmly rooted or connected to the ground. So start feeling that. Feel like you are tall, you're standing tall and proud and confidently. So feel that for me. Got a personal training certification, was teaching personal training, mixed martial arts, and self-defense. And with the pandemic, so you're on the other side now, decided to put self-defense up front and center because I felt very strongly about how that made me feel as a person when I learned self-defense, when I learned how to protect myself, just how it made me walk differently in the world. Also getting stronger, strength training made me walk differently in the world too. So that is a little bit of my backstory. And women, I feel women are most often the victim of violent crimes, sadly. Now what you're going to do, I'm going to come sideways to you, holding on to that chair or wall if you need to. Let's do sending that leg back. The knee is not bending. You can see the full leg up in the camera in the corner, but squeeze that glute. So if any of you guys saw the live video that I did yesterday talking about peaches, because nobody's mad at a nice pair of glutes, right? So squeeze here. We're just warming up with some stretches / dynamic movement. See if you can feel that glute squeezing. And if you can't, that's okay. It took me a while in physical therapy to actually be able to feel my right glute. Let's turn to the other side. And that back is not doing this. I'm not coming here because then it's not fully coming from the glute. So keep that back nice and even and flat for me. If anything hurts, don't do it. Just in case that wasn't heard initially. For the people that are coming on, don't force anything, please. Honor your beautiful body and where it's at. Our bodies do so much for us. So if something hurts, it's not a limitation. We all have days where something hurts. And okay, let's put this down for a sec. And that's just where your body is at today. It doesn't mean that your body is there every day. Each day is a little bit different. You're going to clasp your hands, and what you're going to do, I'm going to come sideways to you again. We're going to round our back and feel like you're pulling. If you had to pull your ribs to the back side of your body, what would that feel like? And then you're reaching from the shoulders. If this is basically a standing version, if you've ever heard of something called cat and cow. So we're going to round, pull your ribs back, and then we're going to come to with your elbows to your sides. And now we're going to open up our chest. So if you have words on your shirt, I want to be able to read the words on your shirt. And you are a badass. So believe in your inner badass. Go through these nice and slowly for me. We are going to be getting into a warrior warm-up very soon after we do a couple more stretches and then a little bit of a breath session, just a few rounds of something called box breathing. Let's make this the last one. Feel that your spine, our spines should be able to go through nice full range of motion. Spines are so important. Ideally, we don't want to end up like this in our later years in life. We see a lot of people sadly stuck in that position. So spine and spinal health, you want your spine to be able to move in all kinds of different ways. One last one. Now we're going to have our spine move. So we had our spine move in this plane. Now we're going to have our spine move a little bit more laterally, side to side. Just reach up and over and feel like you're really reaching up. You're reaching towards the opposite corner of the wall, basically, and feel that whole side stretch out. Now from here, you're in this position. I want you to take a deep breath and feel like you are sending your breath to that side of your body. So give me an inhale. Exhale passively. Just let it come out, don't force it. Inhale to the side. Oh, I just got a little back crack. I love it when that happens. Exhale passively. One more, inhale. Passive exhale. Okay, other side. And if you notice differences between sides, that is completely normal. Nobody, I'm going to keep talking, so do your full inhales and then your passive exhales 3 times. If you notice differences between sides, you're like, oh, I can't reach as far on this side, or I can reach farther, or ooh, something a little bit hurts there. Okay, back it up. Don't push through pain. Maybe if your muscles are fatigued and it's a little bit, it's a little bit discomforting because it's difficult. Okay, you can push a little bit still. I don't want you forcing things, right? That was my MO for a long time. So trust me, as women, I know we can tend to just like keep going and potentially force things. So we don't want that. One of the things, part of the choreography is we are going to be moving backwards. And the importance of walking backwards, it's very good for knee health. It's also good for our balance because we don't walk around like this in life, right? Because we don't know what's behind us. Now, of course, in a self-defense situation, it may not be ideal to back up if you don't know what's behind you. If you're standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, please don't back up. So, but we are going to be doing some backwards walking and some reverse lunges in our choreography today. And stay till the end because you are going to get homework. So this is a little bit of a preview. Backwards walking, really, really good for knee health, really good for our balance, really good for fall prevention. I have a lot of my training clients. I mean, I've had ladies in up until their 80s and learning slow backwards walking, of course, with assistance, so I make sure they don't fall. It's another one of these things that can keep us young. So we will be doing some backwards walking. Box breathing. Box breathing, so think of a square, and each side of the square is going to be 4 seconds. It's going to be a 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold. Let's do this just 2 times because I want to get to our warm-up. So 2 times, I'm going to count on my fingers because I'm going to be doing the inhale and the hold and the exhale with you. Starting with the inhale, so let a little bit of your breath come out. Okay, we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. That is box breathing. May or may not be on your homework for today. Breathing can instantly reduce our stress level. It can also help us to, when we can control and think about our breathing, it could help us in situations that we didn't sign up for, right? That's what self-defense is basically all about, in my opinion. It's a situation that we did not sign up for, but now we are forced with someone coming towards us in a violent way, either to take our property, or they want our person, our body, or they want our life. Those are the 3 things that the bad guy wants: property, body, or life. Each one gets a lot worse, right? Property, we're going to let him have it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your vehicle. We're not going to risk our life or our body for anything that is material, in my opinion. Body and life, if we cannot get out of that situation, or if our child is with us, or our elderly grandmother, or an innocent bystander a friend that we love, or a child that we don't even have to know them. If they cannot protect themselves, we can step in and be the innocent bystander and help protect them. So body or life, we are going to use force if we are forced to, if we are left with no other option. If you can get away safely, exit stage left, run away, get help, of course we're going to do that. Actually getting into an altercation is a last resort. It is a last resort. We don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to fight with anyone on the street. I don't teach self-defense because I want to go get in a fight. That is the last thing I want. And I want you to really feel all of that and take on all of that too, that it is a last resort. Okay, our warrior warm-up. Now you're going to be moving with me. You're going to be joining along. Our hands are going to be up here. Feet are going to be 1 foot fully planted and 1 foot, the other foot, take a comfortable step behind you, and that's going to be on the ball of the foot. So it's kind of like a lunge. It's also how we walk, right? When we walk, that foot rises up to the ball of the foot as we take a step. Have 1 foot just picked, doesn't matter which side. 1 foot is fully planted on the ground. Hands are up here. I'm going to talk about why as we start moving. Let your body weight come down to the ground. Push. Look on the camera that has the lower view. Push that big toe, little toe, and the heel into the ground to raise you up away from the ground. This is a very important component of building strength, is that foot connection with the ground. The big toe is shaped that way for a reason. It does a lot of work in turning on all of the muscles as they come up the leg. Anterior tibialis, calves, quads, hamstring, glutes. So all of those are involved when we have a full foot connection with the ground. Let's switch your feet around. Doesn't matter which one was in front, which one was in back. Just go the other way. Get that full foot of the other leg planted. Hands are up here. Why are your hands up here? They're up here because this does a couple of things. If we sense or feel in our gut, our women's intuition, we can feel when something is off. So say you're out in the world and someone starts approaching you and you can feel it is with malicious intent, or it's just off. Something's just wrong. You know, maybe they're mentally ill and they're not really aware, but you can feel it. We all feel this, right? We have all felt our intuition with a variety of things. Hands here starts telling the guy to back off. Is a easy 2 words, 2 syllables. Don't come any closer. It really can't be misinterpreted. If we're getting our hands here, we are attempting to de-escalate him and tell him to back off, don't come any closer. And here's the thing, little side tangent. Even if you are wrong about that, it's better to be a little embarrassed than to ignore your gut feeling and have something happen. So hands here gets you in de-escalation mode, and it also gets you ready to strike if we need to strike. If we can't get away or someone's with us and we can't run away, this position gets you ready to either throw palm strikes, we're going to learn these today, hammer fists at all kinds of angles, or elbows. We're not going to get to elbows today. That's going to be tomorrow. So it gets you ready for those positions. If you have a wall near you, hopefully you have a wall somewhere nearby, or we can do this on the ground too, but I'm going to show you a wall version. This body action system from one of my mentors, Boz Rutan, is gonna be my wall. This is not very sturdy. We're gonna do a wall plank. Here's what I want you to think about with this plank. So if this is my wall and I'm gonna be planking against this, in a plank, the reason it's called a plank is because we're making our body strong and stiff like a plank. That involves our glutes, squeezing them helps to put your pelvis in its natural, neutral position. Our arms, we're gonna make these arms strong, and this is also gonna be incorporated in part of our choreography. Feel like you are holding someone that is trying to pull you in. You're holding them away. So create that tension in your body, just like with Pilates, and I'm not sure if yoga does it. Create that tension in your body. So kind of feel that when you go into this position, act like you're having to push or hold someone that's really attempting to pull you in. You're having to hold them away from you. Spread your fingers. That gives you a wider base against the wall. Squeeze your glutes. And I want you to keep a little bit of a bend in your elbow. I don't want your elbow completely straight. Keep it bent a little bit, because now your muscles can really help you. You can probably feel when you bend, feel, put your arm on your biceps. When you bend a little bit, you can engage it. When it's straight, not so much. So we want our muscles to help hold their weight, their weight trying to pull us in. We want our muscles to hold away from that. So push, squeeze, brace. What does that mean? What does bracing your core mean? Take a break. Brace, the best way I can describe it, and of course this works because I love martial arts, is act like I'm gonna reach through the camera and give you a little punch to your abdomen. I may or may not do this for real with training clients sometimes, only with their consent. So that's what I love to describe bracing as. If you know, if I say, okay, I'm gonna stand here and you punch me, what am I gonna do if I know that you're gonna punch me? I'm gonna brace that core. So that's what that means, bracing the core. So this is a wall plank. I am a fan of short duration, good quality planks. So your whole body is like a plank. We're not here, we're not here, we're here, and we're holding their body weight against us. The next thing we're gonna do is turn that into a wall push-up. Again, these can also either be done on the chair, on like the seat of a chair, or fully on the ground. Let's use our wall. Do you guys like my makeshift wall? Same thing. Get into that plank position, squeeze, brace, energy in those arms. Let him pull you in closer. Push up as we come down, right? And then we push ourselves away. He pulls you in closer, we push ourselves away. He pulls you in, we push away. You can go to full elbow extension here. You can fully straighten out those arms. We generally do that in a push-up. And of course, if we were on the ground, it would look like the same thing. He's pulling me in, I'm pushing him away. It could also be done on a chair or on a bench. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do some knee strikes. So grab your, either hold on to your wall, definitely make use of any sort of props. I would rather you be thinking about and envisioning, if heaven forbid you had to use these things, and feeling down, deep down into that inner strength that you have. You all have inner strength, every last one of you. So using props does not mean, oh, you know, oh, I'd rather do this without using a prop, but maybe it's not as strong. Or maybe I'm fatigued today, maybe I'm, you know, didn't sleep that well, and so my balance is off. None of that matters. It's always a no judgment zone. I'm going to use my props. We're going to deliver some knee strikes. With these knee strikes, so we already did this in our dynamic warm-up. Now what I want you to add, you were already thinking about using your core to bring that leg up. Now we're just doing it in a more dynamic fashion. We're doing it kind of more, I don't know that plyometric is the word, that usually means jumping, but we're doing it in a more intense fashion. How about that word? Other side. So bring that knee up from your core. And the reason I say that is other muscles that can tend to be overactive, they still are in me, are hip flexors, and they're just not as strong. Our core is our powerhouse, our core and our hips. And as ladies, our legs are very strong, very strong. Men do, in general, tend to have a stronger upper body. We are super strong with our legs, so let's use them. There's all kinds of discussion, you know, would we want to pick a foot off the ground? That's always discussions for other times. We're thinking about learning what our bony weapons are, and knees are one of our bony weapons. And also it helps your core strengthen. It helps you be more stable when you're just standing in life and or walking, or if you have to pick something up off a shelf. That whole plank thing. If I need to reach something heavy off or put it on a shelf, if you squeeze your glutes, that engages your core too, because glutes are part of our core. Now we're stronger doing the things that we need to do in everyday life. And being strong will in turn help make you walk more confidently, which will in turn help to make you be less likely to be chosen as a victim in the first place. Those all go together. Palm strikes. So we had this position when we were doing the fitness world calls this first thing that we did, split squats. We're just squatting down with a split stance, or 1 foot in front, 1 foot in back. It's also a fighting stance in martial arts. When you are here, remember, we are de-escalating, right? We're talking the bad guy. We're telling him, back off, don't come any closer, etc. The other thing that this is doing is showing any cameras, because there's cameras all over, right? And then there's cameras like this, people on their phone, right? It's showing that you do not want this to happen, that you are trying to be the peacemaker here, and it is showing that you are not the aggressor. There's the word I was looking for. Whereas if you're like, back off, don't come any closer, this can be misinterpreted, right? As, oh, she was maybe looking for a fight, wasn't she? Her fists were balled up. So this shows cameras I've even heard stories about, when footage was looked at later, the police going, okay, well, clearly this person was trying to de-escalate. So here's where our hands are. This is perfect position for what's called a palm strike. Just like the name would suggest, we are striking with the base of our palm. And self-defense should not be difficult. It should not be complicated. When I practice martial arts, lots of times the combinations are complicated. It's a sport that we're learning. Self-defense is something that one of my main mentors, I have several different mentors that I still learn from to this day. Tony Blauer and his spear system. He's developed this 4 decades ago. He's in his 60s, went to his continuing education and got recertified just in October. His whole system is based upon natural defenses. So when we're here, all you have to do to deliver a palm strike is to just get your hands on their face somewhere. It can also be on their body. It could also be on their arms if they're coming to you. This is a very natural position. If something's about to fall off a shelf onto our heads, you can watch videos of this. There's a video, if you're so inclined, box prank video. There's lots of them on YouTube. And watch how the people react when they think a box is going to fall on them. Most of them, we bring our hands up, right? We bring our hands up because it's our natural instinct to protect the moneymaker, protect our brain. So our hands fly up. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to think that might happen if someone is approaching us on the street or someone comes at us very aggressively. Our hands are going to fly up. Just like if an object were to come at us off a shelf, our hands are going to fly up. This natural position from here, all we have to do is throw out our arm and strike with the base of our palm. This does not have to be technical. I'm going to remove Boz for a minute because he always slides off. This is not a technical punch because technical punches take a very long time to learn how to do them correctly. And unless you're practicing a sport all the time, it's going to be very difficult to do correctly. And I wouldn't even trust myself to do it correctly necessarily because I've heard of policemen that have broken their fingers throwing a punch. And I would imagine they're probably practicing on a somewhat regular basis. So with this palm strike, we're saying, back off, don't come any closer, but yet I have a wall behind me. I can't run away. I have someone with me. I can't leave. I can't get away safely. If they continue to come closer after I have told them to not come any closer, I can deliver a palm strike right to their face. Hopefully it won't slip off like that. Being standing off to the side, don't want to put my back to you. Stop, don't come any closer. He comes closer, strike, strike, or however many. Would that really stop someone? It might be a question in your head. There are 3 things that the bad guy wants, and there are 3 things that he does not want. He wants, we already talked about this, property, body, or life. And by body, think sexual assault. That is sadly one that women have to worry about a lot. And life is obvious, sadly. There are 3 things also that he does not want. He does not want to get caught. He does not want whatever he is about to do to take too long. And he does not want to get hurt. I always laugh at that one because I'm like, really? Like their whole mission in life is to hurt people, yet they don't want to get hurt. So the bad guy does not want to get caught, for this scenario to take too long, or to get hurt. So as soon as you show, first off, there's a decent chance, and nothing is written in stone, but there's a decent chance that as soon as you start showing that you are strong and confident and you're not meek and you're not going to go along with this, that right there sets you up for success. Maybe he'll change his mind. Bad guys are cowards. They want easy victims. They don't want people that look like they're going to put up a fight. So we've de-escalated. We've told cameras that we are not the bad guy. We're showing the bad guy that we see him, that we are willing to stand up for ourselves. We're not just going along with this passively. If he still comes closer, we can throw in the palm strikes. he does not expect that. So now, also, if you are fighting, if you are showing that you are going to stand up for yourself or your innocent bystander or whomever else, it could take too long. This whole scenario that he had planned out, whether he was just going to grab you or whatever, it could take too long. And because it's taking too long, he could get caught. And because you're fighting back, he could get hurt. There are so many stories that victims of real life violence have saved themselves by simply deciding in their mind that they are not going to be a victim, and then taking the next measures of standing up for themselves and or being willing to fight. Those are palm strikes. Very easy, nothing technical about them. You will notice that if I do palm strikes, do some with me. If I do palm strikes, they are going to be stronger if I put rotation in them, and that is natural. You can probably see the difference between this palm strike and these palm strikes. So feeling that rotation in the palm strikes is very natural. Do some palm strikes with me now. Let's go for time. Just rotate, put your hands out, feel the energy in your arms, feel your core. Now you're getting some core workout too. Your core is getting stronger. Feel that. You're looking straight ahead at your intended target, because of course now we're doing this for exercise, so hopefully we wouldn't have to palm strike that many times. And most likely we wouldn't. So those are palm strikes. Easy, not technical. One of the things I want you guys to think about, and this comes from one of my mentors as well, is instead of our mind saying, oh my gosh, what's he going to do to me? What's he going to do to me? He's so much bigger than me. He's so much stronger than me. He's so much blah, 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 blah. Envision what you can do to him. We have bony weapons. We are a human weapon system. This is a bony weapon we've gone over. This is a bony weapon, the knees we've gone over. He has a lot of soft targets. Every single human being, I don't care if he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger has soft targets. A lot of them are on the face. So as he gets in close and either wants to grab you or do something, he is now presenting you with a lot of soft targets. Jaw, side of the neck, just like do this to your own side of your neck. It doesn't feel good. Throat, I already said jaw. Nose can make your eyes water. Eyeballs. Heed warning with that one, that if you do cause significant damage to the eyes, that in a court of law, just beware. Obviously, if someone is trying to take your life or your body, do whatever is necessary. That was a piece of advice given to me in Krav Maga in the very beginning from police officers. Beware. If we're going to take someone's vision, that's intense. Other soft targets, I mean, even here, getting an elbow, they're grabbing your wrist and you get an elbow down their forearm with this radial nerve, that can potentially make their hand open and release, or at least loosen, and then you can squirm your elbow out. There's even an elbow down in the bicep. There's so many, the side of the leg. There's so many areas where there are soft targets. Of course, the groin is also a soft target for men and women. Knees may not be an obvious soft target. However, knees only bend one direction, really, right? They don't bend backwards. They don't bend side to side. So if you were, say you're on the ground and he's standing over you, for one thing, when you're on the ground, your legs are longer than his arms, and you can get potentially a strike across the front of the knees. Hammer fists are the next thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to do some choreography. Hammer fist, we could start in the same posture, where we're back off, don't come any closer, stop right there. If we've done, say maybe we've done some palm strikes and we need to keep going, it's easy to turn this into a hammer fist. And a hammer fist, whenever we make a fist, we always want the thumb on top of the four fingers, But again, remember the regular regular punches, very difficult to learn how to do properly. Hammer fist, we are just striking with this meaty portion, the side of our fist, and hence the name hammer, kind of looks like a hammer. And these can be, so say we've had to do some palm strikes, and now we need to keep going, he's not quite stopping. These hammer fists can be at all kinds of different angles. Here, 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 even here, the other side of the hand. Krav Maga taught that. I believe it was called hand to mouth defense. So that's another defense that is very natural, is not very technical. Remember, straight punches or regular mixed martial arts or boxing punches, they're very technical, and we could very easily break our hand, especially if we go for a very hard part of the head. This is a very hard target. This is not a soft target. This protects our brain. So generally from here down, there's a lot of soft targets. Okay, here's the next thing we're going to do. I'm going to teach you a little bit of choreography, and we're going to put some of these things to music. I love dance as well, and I love the balance of that yin and that yang, the masculine and the feminine. Self-defense / fighting. A lot of the things I do are kind of male dominated. Snowboarding, although there are a lot of girls in that too, women, females. But I love the expression of dance. And here's something to know. Hopefully, as you guys join each day, I would love to see some of you guys on film if you're so inclined. I can be kind of quirky when I dance, and I've never been a professional dancer. I've just always loved it. So I think it's cool to learn things via dance, just like what's one of the Karate Kids, I think it was one of the remake, the newer ones, where she was learning something to dance, and it's kind of like katas and that sort of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a few 8 counts, and then we're going to learn more tomorrow, and we're going to learn different self-defense stuff tomorrow. Okay, here is our first 8 count. We are going to be imagining that he is pulling us in. So we're going to first take a step forward. Doesn't matter which leg. Just if you want, just mirror me, but it really doesn't matter which leg. We're going to take a step forward while bringing our arms out into sort of like a hug type fashion. He pulls us in closer to him, and we pushed him away. So we're stepping forward and then dragging that same foot backwards. So the footwork is just look on the camera that's on the lower. It's just stepping forward and then dragging the foot back. The arms, like you're going to hug someone and you're like, no, other leg. Step forward. We go to hug. Oh no, he's a bad guy. We're pushing him away. We're gonna do the same thing to either side. So go to your right side first. He pulls us in to the side. Oh no, we're pushing him away. Other side pulls us in. Oh, we're pushing him away. So that's my little visual. Okay, let's do this again. Start with whichever, keep the same side, whichever leg you started with beginning, do that same leg again. Start there. He pulls us in, we push him away. Pulls us in, push him away. To the side. Pull us in, push him away. Pulls us in, push him away. We don't have to just push in one plane of motion, right? We can push from all kinds of different directions. And these are things, your body loves variation. Our bodies love variation. It'll make you so much stronger to use your core in different angles versus just everything like in front of us. Okay, that is our first 8 count. So here's how the counts go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The sideways ones feel a little bit like this. Cool, it's okay. Doesn't matter. It does not matter at all what it looks like. It's a little bit weird going off to the side. That's why I like it, because I like training like that. I want your strength, your natural innate strength, to just be unveiled and reminded that it's there, because you all have it. You are all strong women. That's how you were born. It hasn't gone away. Just sometimes we just forget, and we're not sure, and we don't trust ourselves. Okay, that was the first 8 count. The next 8 count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to keep our arms there. So this is our de-escalating. So he's coming from this side. This is where we ended. You're going to take, I'm just going to move forward a little bit. You're going to take that leg that's on the outside, step back behind, step, step. Did I go off screen? Outside leg, behind, step, step, tap. Okay, that's our next one. Let's do that again. We ended here. We're looking at him, strong arms. Feel that strong arms. Feel your strength. Feel your core. Your core is a little bit braced too, because you're like a little bit like, oh, shoot, is this really happening? So add in those pieces and you will get even more out of this. We're looking at him. We're like, no, 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 bam. Tap out here. That's where we're stopped. Let's add that on. Let's go from the top. So our first count, let's go really slow. Our first 8 count. Forward, push back, forward, push back, side, back, side, back. Stay there. Outside leg, back, 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 tap. And you know what? If you go in front, it doesn't matter. It's a great thing about dance is you can put your own sauce on it. Say you want to go here, 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 tap. Cool. Do it. That's the thing about I love that dance. It's an expression of art, but we're just putting self-defense aspects into it. So we're adding another level, another different twist on it. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll add on one more piece, and then we're going to do that with some music. Okay? Step front. Pulls you in, push him away. Pulls you in, push you away. Pulls you in, push yourself away. Pulls you in, push yourself away. We're standing there. Still looking. Feel the energy in your arms. Step, 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 tap. And I did want to clarify one thing. When I said he pulls you in, you push him away, really, it would probably be us pushing ourselves away. Just like when we do a push-up, right? I'm not pushing the earth away, right? I'm pushing myself away. So I just wanted to make that little distinction. Here's the next step. So we ended. We came, whether you go, I'll go in front now. 1, 2, 3, tap. Now we're coming back. Now we're coming back towards him, because now we know that we're gonna do a little something. Now same steps. This leg that just tapped. Now we're gonna cross front, cross, cross, and here's where you might need to hold onto your chair or stick. Kick. Okay. That could also, you could have something next to you, or you can be near a wall. So we had ended with the tap, and now we're going step, 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 kick. That kick can also be just another tap. So many different levels to do things at, and every level is correct. Every level is moving your body, is honoring your body. So when we ended with the tap here, we're stepping in front, stepping, stepping. It could be another tap. And here's a cool thing. When you tap, if you point your toe, feel how when you squeeze your glute, that gives you that strength, that gives you that power, that gives you that nice long line. And it also turns on your core more, because the glute and the core, glutes are part of the core. Okay, let's add that on. And then we're going to do these 2, right? 1, 2, 8 counts with music. Okay, here we go. Our first ones. Pulls you in, push you away. Pulls you in, push you away. Pull in, away, in, away. Stay looking at him. Cross the outside leg, either front or back. Step, 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 tap. If you want to point, feel how it feels when you squeeze your glute. Now we're just coming back the opposite direction. Step, 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 kick, or whatever level. That kick could also be another tap, or it could be a little low kick. Either way, all of this is correct. Okay, let's do it a tiny bit faster. And then I'm gonna put the music on, and when the music's on, the computer can only handle one audio. So I will not be able to cue you when the music is on. You will just go through the choreography with the music. Okay, a little bit faster. And remember, if it's not perfect, it is perfect, because whatever you're doing is perfect. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. In, back, in, back, in, back, in, hold. Step, 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 tap, step, 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 kick. Okay, that's our first 2 8 counts, right? Was that 8? It's really not that hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm gonna put our music on. The first, we can really start anywhere. There is a point in the music where it goes to a word, but for the most part, there's not much in the way of words in the music. So I need my glasses for this. When I put the sound on, you will not be able to hear me over the music in the background. If the music is too loud, you guys will tell me, please. Someone put in the chat if the music is too loud. However, I think I worked on that before. I'll show you what it looks like first, those 2 8 counts, and then we'll do it together several times. Where is my time at? Okay, cool. All right. 1 sec. New share sound, share, and bam, here, here. Okay. Come on, man. Okay. I think, let me see if my sound is back. Yes, it's back. Okay. Was that a little more fun to the music? Sorry, the buttons, flipping around the buttons got a little funky for a second. Am I still audible microphone? Yes, okay. Okay, when the music's on, the microphone goes off. Hopefully that made sense. If anyone has any, where are you? Where are you, chat? Okay, let's move on because we're at 4:51. Let's add another egg. Hopefully that was a little more fun with the music. Let's add on one more 8 count. Okay, so let's review. Why did that move over there? Go away. Okay, let's add on one more 8 count. I think my other camera went off, but it's all fine with just the front one. Okay, let's go through those 2 8 counts again, and then we're gonna add on a third one, and that's where we're gonna cap it for today. So we're gonna have 3 8 counts. Let's review. Pulls you in, you push yourself away. In, away, side, side, hold, step, 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 tap, step, 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 kick. Okay, so we ended with the kick. So this was technically, this is number 8. When we step that foot down, so this is 8, this is 1, is stepping the foot down. That same foot, we went 8, 1, 2, 3, tap. So similar thing. The only thing that's a little bit tricky, because I want, in the next 8 count, I want the kick to be with the opposite leg so that we get to balance on both sides. That's the only little bit of a tricky part. So let's go from where we finished. We're looking at him, right? We just kicked. That's number 8. Kick, 1, 2. So that same foot that kicked is doing 2 more steps. So we're favoring that side. 8, 1, 2, 3, tap 4. Okay. Oh, that camera went off. Okay, I see what's happening here. Okay, hold on. Can I angle you down? Okay. Okay. Because my lower camera went off when I stopped the share of the audio. Okay. We ended, this is 8, 1, 2, 3, tap 4. Okay, that's how that next one is going. Can't tell you guys how many times I practiced this, and okay, let's go there. How does that look? We'll, I think, take it. Okay, from the top, nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Tap. 1, 2, 3. Kick. I should say 5, 6, 7, 8. Kick. 1, 2, 3. Tap. I'm not worried about the hands right now. All the hands are going to do, I want you guys to get the feet first. All the hands are really going to do after we kick, they're just going to transition to front. That's it. Nothing is going to change later at, by like day 3. If you want to be putting like cool spins on things, I would love that. When I take classes, you can tell that if I'm getting the choreography well, then that's when I start actually being able to add more arms. For now, we're going to keep the arms pretty nice and simple and just transition them to front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's hold on. I'm cutting my head off a tiny bit. Okay, from the top, we're almost at time. From the top, and then we're going to do this with music again. Pulls in, push, pulls in, push, side, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only part, because the next one is going to be preview 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to kick with the other leg. That's why the same leg that did the side kick is landing, coming back, other foot tapping. So that's what that's happening for, so that then we get to kick with, then each leg got to do a kick. Okay, let's try that again together. Medium speed, and then we're gonna do that to music as well. Okay, ready? And when I'm counting on my hands, I'm going 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we start. I apologize, I forgot to clarify that before when the music started. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, back, side, pull. 1, 2, 3, tap. 5, 6, 7, kick, down, back, tap. So that's the only thing that's a little bit different. Otherwise, it's pretty much right, left, until after the kick, it is, or left, right. After the kick, it's same leg down, same leg back. It's going to be our next one. Okay, let's practice that to music. I'll ask about questions after. That way we can just go straight to the music, because Lord knows, as many times as I practice the sharing thing, it still is a little bit tricky sometimes. Okay, new share. Second camera is still on there. Okay. Either way. Yes, share sound. Okay. Share. And this. Okay, that's what we want. Down here. Okay, so I'll give you guys the hand signals again when it's time. Back you up. Okay. Am I back to where you can hear me? Yes. Okay, so we have we get to play with the fun where she says no. We'll hit that tomorrow for sure. All right, that is what we have today. A couple key points, and then I'm going to wrap up in the next 60 seconds. So I can go talk to my VIPs at 5:10. Couple of key points. Remember, altercation is a last resort. Only if we are forced to meet force with force. Is that enough times saying the word force in one sentence? Your mind is your greatest weapon. If you decide that you are not a victim, that is right there your greatest weapon. As you rediscover the natural strength that is in your body, you will walk differently in the world, period, hands down. There was a famous New York study that was done. Cameras on an intersection, watching people walk by for hours. They showed the footage to incarcerated people, criminals that of violent crimes. They asked these incarcerated people who they would choose as victims from this camera footage, just people walking along a busy New York intersection. The criminals all across the board chose the same type of victim. It was not based on gender, age, anything like that. It was based by how these people walked and carried themselves in the world. There were 4 criteria. One of the 4 criteria were arm swing parallel to their stride. So if they walked with their arms swing, this is a natural thing, right? We don't think about this. So that was one of the criteria. Criteria number 2 was a side sort of shuffle to their walk. If it wasn't like a nice smooth walk, if it was kind of like this sort of side shuffle to their walk, that was criteria number 2. And even stride length, like if things looked symmetrical, basically, that was criteria number 3. And then the last thing was head position. If their head was here, which a lot of us spend, we all do it, yours truly included. We spend time like this, head position there. And when I've discussed that study at self-defense workshops, sometimes I get asked a question, well, what if you have an injury? If you have an injury, you know, we've all had injuries, and so you might be walking a little bit differently if you have an injury. Keep your head up. Be aware of your surroundings. Try to only be on this device when you're really pretty convinced that you're in a safe area. That's something you can do immediately that will right now make you safer. Please tell all your children, nieces, nephews, friends, anyone who will listen, family, anyone, that just simply keeping your head up will make you instantly safer. I have 3 homework assignments for you. I want you to do your box breathing when you lay down to go to bed. It'll help you sleep. 4 inhale, 4 hold, 4 exhale, 4 hold seconds. Do that just 3 times, 3 times. I want you to practice walking around your house and then out in the world. If you have to go to the store tomorrow, I want you to practice walking confidently with your chest open, looking around, taking note of your surroundings. Be engaged with your environment. That walking confidently will translate to many other areas of your life. It will translate to work, your relationships, everything. Self-defense is not just striking, it is holistic. I very strongly believe that and teach that. I also want you to walk backwards 10 steps, 3 times before we meet tomorrow. That's it, just 10 steps. Make sure the coast is clear behind you. So do it around your house, ideally, so that you know what's behind you. 10 steps, 3 times, that's it. And the last thing I want to mention is that there will be a founders 6-week. Generally, it was going to be a 6-week course. After this is completed, starting middle of December, I'm going to do 2 bonus weeks because it's the holidays. And I want you guys have already taken the first step towards starting your, I don't want to say resolution, but it might be resolution, starting ahead of the curve. New Year's is always this grand, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then sadly, lots of times by the end of January, all the gyms are, are half empty again. And it's not about being in the gym. It's about you deciding to put yourself first for even just a small period of time each day. You will serve your family, your friends, your work, everything better. I will talk more about this later, but I just want you to know that that is something that I'm doing. It will be even more involved with things like nutrition, that sort of stuff. So I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have any questions, post it in the group. This replay is going to be posted in the Facebook group. And I will meet you same time tomorrow. And those of you that are on with me at 5:10, I'm going to run little bathroom break, and I will see you in a few minutes. Thank you guys so much for your attention, and have a wonderful night. Remember your homework. And if you're so inclined, go ahead and post it in the group, like done. That's what I do with training clients. We're on a group text sometimes and they just have to post done in the group that they've done it. That's all you have to do. So I would love that. Okay, have a great evening.